Kanye West has gone independent and is not releasing his music on streaming platforms, but on a stem player. Let's talk about it. You're now tuning into Nico Speaks. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nico Santana. I'm a DIY independent artist. Now, this channel, I document my journey as an indie artist. I'm a husband, a father first, but I've also been pursuing music. And so I've learned a thing or two about being an independent artist, and I share that with you guys who are trying to be aspiring artists, or for those of you who are interested in the artist journey, come on and join me. I'm also Colombian American, so I'll drop some stuff in Spanish every now and again. So if you're into that, go ahead and subscribe. Today, I'm going to be talking about Kanye West dropping his new album, Donda 2, on 2222, I believe. I think I said that right. On his stem player only. Stay tuned till the end. Kanye West announced on his Instagram that he is not releasing his music through streaming platforms. Here's some of the posts. So Donda 2 will not be available on streaming platforms. Kanye says, "We did it. Don't matter what happens tomorrow. This happened tonight for the first time in a long time. I feel alive. We did it, kid. We did. Lord, lift me up. Things changed. Let's keep it burning." Which is pretty crazy, to hear, because this is, one of the top streaming artists of our current day and age. People might think, hey, yo, like you're missing out on a ton. But basically what he's doing is he's releasing it through his stem player. So he's saying Donda 2 will only be available on my own platform, the stem player, not on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or YouTube. Today, check this out. Today, artists just get 12% of the money the industry makes. It's time to free music from this oppressive system. It's time to take control and build our own. Go to stemplayer.com now to order. This is what Stem Player looks like. Customize any song, ships with Donda, split any song into stems, features, controls, vocals, drums, bass, and samples, isolate parts, add effects, which is really cool actually. I guess you can connect it via Bluetooth. It has its own speaker, 3.5mm jack. It's like a player storage device to a degree, and it's got its own speaker, and you can hook it up via Bluetooth, which is pretty crazy. Not in a bad way. I mean, I think that's actually pretty innovative. And then it costs $200. So it comes with all those features, and it costs $200. Net sales since Ye post, which is today, $1.358 million. And he's saying, stem player, full transparency, we sold 6,217 units, which grossed $1.358 million. It's faster than I've ever sold any t-shirt. God has a plan, new frontier. Everyone that is supporting our revolution is changing the game for all artists. We no longer have to bow to people who don't even truly care about music. I feel like I'm back at SOB's performing Jesus Walks. I walked away from Apple right after having the most #1s in Apple history. That's pretty crazy. Songwriters have been really hurt by streaming platforms. Some say I'm the only one who can make this change, so as the leading innovator in music of the past 20 years, I'm putting my own work on the line to change it. I've already won by not being afraid to move. Now we're winning because there are true supporters that have invested their hard-earned money in my vision of freedom. I love and appreciate everyone who believes my promise of creating a brighter future. It's interesting because, since Napster, and for those of you who don't and aren't familiar with the history of kind of where streaming came from, basically in the early 2000s, Napster came into the scene and disrupted the music industry big time. People were now able to illegally download music. Of course, this was illegal, but because it was so accessible, it was very difficult to stop. Music was definitely more accessible. And in order to combat this, Spotify and all these streaming services came along and basically made music as accessible as these file sharing sites with a monthly subscription. The problem with that, some would say, is that because of this model, now essentially CDs or albums being sold physically were rendered useless, and people were no longer willing to invest $10, $15, $20 in some cases, or $30 to $40 in a vinyl or a multi-CD box set, and we're just streaming your music. For me as a DIY indie artist, I think it's like, okay, so according to producerhive.com, that as of 2022, streaming rates are as follows. In Deezer, you get 0.0011 per stream, Pandora 0.0013, YouTube Music 0.002, Spotify 0.00318, Amazon 0.004, Apple 0.008, Tidal 0.01284. Let's see, if you got 1 million streams, you would get approximately 4,000 from Amazon, 7,800 from Apple Music, Tidal 12,000, which is awesome. Spotify 3,180. So that's for 1 million streams. Now, most independent artists, I mean, it's very difficult to break that. I've yet to break that. I made a video with my buddy Will Hatton where he talked about breaking that number, but it seems to be more of an outlier in terms of you have an audience of 1,000 dedicated fans. They would have to literally individually stream the song 1,000 times. And at that point in time, some streaming services would consider that. Of course, over a long period of time, it might not be an issue, but over a short period of time, streaming services may consider that as streaming fraud, and they might actually take your songs down. And it's been done before by Spotify and other streaming services, so it's not uncommon for some of these things to happen, even if your supporters truly have the right intention behind it and trying to support you. Of course, you could still buy digital songs online and stuff like that, so I'm not saying this is the end-all be-all, but let's go back to Kanye West's strategy. Kanye West is not putting out music on streaming services, and he is creating a product, a physical product that has actual attributes outside of playing your music, meaning like you can actually mix the songs on there. So it has its unique product proposition behind it, but at the same time, it's the only place where you can listen to his new album. I want to know what you guys think. Is this the new frontier of not just music creation, but music distribution, giving the audience or a listener the experience to be interactive with your music? And I think TikTok has been kind of showing this to be a trend when artists like Russ and producers have put out music and have allowed their audience to interact with them and then create a final rendition of that. Charlie Puth is known for doing that as well. The market really determines a lot of this stuff, because remember, back in the day, it was Napster. It wasn't the artists that were pushing for this. It was the market, the audience, that were pushing for free music or music that was more accessible. And again, now it's with Spotify and that sort of thing. Like it's audience driven. It's not really artist driven. So we kind of cater to the audiences, right? So if Kanye's experiment does well, do you think this is the new frontier for independent artists? Or is it just, based off of Kanye West being one of the most streamed artists in current day and age, and him having the access to resources? I've seen people release vinyls and exclusive vinyls, things of that nature. And so I think that there may be a little bit of a gray area there and a nuance. But I want to hear from you guys as my indie DIY artists. Let me know in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on the Donda player? Is it too expensive? Is it priced right? And what are your thoughts on streaming altogether? My opinion is you should have your music available for streaming platforms. If you're just starting out as a musician and you're just starting out to build your own platform, your audience, and here's why. You want to have the least amount of resistance in order for people to access something like your music. Create and generate that audience, create and generate that platform while you can. You can put out music on YouTube, you can put out covers on YouTube, you can do that and allow people to stream your music online on Spotify, Apple Music, and more. Now, if you're not opposed to streaming and you're not opposed to putting your music out on streaming platforms, there's a great way of doing that without breaking the bank. And more importantly, it gives you a ton of features that you may have access to right away with your membership plan without having to pay extra for any of those crazy good features. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about here. If for only 20 bucks a month, you can create an account through DistroKid. DistroKid.com is my preferred distributor of choice. Upload unlimited albums and songs for $20 a year. Our competitors charge at least twice that just to upload one album. Keep that in mind. You can keep all your earnings. You can set up splits automatically so that you yourself don't have to go in there and manually do that, especially when you're collaborating. And in this day and age, if you're not collaborating, you're missing out. There's other features that you won't find anywhere. Music video generator, get a YouTube official artist channel, which I have, Spotify pre-save, and so much more. And for those of you watching today, you can actually save 7% off your yearly membership plan for your first year if you go to distrokid.com/VIP/Nico Santana. And this gives you 7% off your yearly membership plan. Hopefully, my hope is that eventually people will be so supportive that eventually streaming platforms will allow audiences to set their own price, meaning that you can now set the price by which you want to be charged per month, and there's a higher kickback on, let's say, your top 5 favorite artists, you know, especially if they're indie artists. Like, that would be great. That would be a nice compromise. Why work against the platforms that are already created? Why not work with them? I'm not saying that on behalf of DistroKid. I'm just saying that on behalf of myself. I think that would be great. What are your thoughts on the Donda player? What are your thoughts on the stem player? What are your thoughts on my hoodie, man? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. This is the first of many Nico Speaks dropping on Fridays. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram. And much love, guys. Peace. Got the Yeezy Gap hoodie. Let's see if it's worth all the hype. Alright, so it comes in this like paper bag packaging, I guess. This is a large. It runs a little short from what I hear. Try it on real quick. Right here is probably gonna get messed up. I'm so vain. It's definitely a heavyweight hoodie, yo.